What's up, guys? So got another cool one to show off. This is a dial that I've had for quite a long time. This brass skull dial with the knife in his mouth, pirate style. Um, has a nice light blue to dark blue kind of background to it. And I realized I actually have things that would go nicely with this. I had a hand-painted copper seconds hand that we had put some like light blue teal-esque color into it. Had a super light blue bezel insert, and then obviously this suede Italian leather strap with the light blue in the center and stitching. So I thought, let's just pair all that up together. So custom painted hands, we did those in like a gold brass color. Those are originally silver. We stripped them down, put those on there, and then reloomed them, loomed around it. So this is, let's see how long this lasts. Will be supercharged for a second. Obviously not charged enough because that's blue on the inside. And then that seconds hand, that is paint. That is not loom right here. So you've got blue out here, you've got a nice green out here in your circles, and then green in your hands. To go with that brass, I did a gilded insert around the glass going all the way around, if you can see that kind of sticking up there, as well as an antique bronze cerakoted Murphy bezel. So that is the build as a whole. Gilded rotor on the back, low profile exhibition case back, and a stainless steel movement holder. Looks like they are dragging my roads for the snow. Bezel will go left, bezel will go right. These are held on with a tension ring, and I did it on there as tight as I could. It does not come out to the edge, so you shouldn't accidentally bump spin it around, but it is non-clickable style bezel. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder, but if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it up just a little bit to keep it running throughout the day. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it clicking, and you feel a little bit of play. When you feel that, you can wind, and wind is a turn away from you. Turning it towards you doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, you'll keep time throughout the day, but if you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out your 31 plus hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. When you're comfortable with how much you've wound it, you can pull it to the one and only click where you can set your time. It's not a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown that deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So when you're pushing and prying on it, it is accepting that and rolling with it instead of putting adverse pressure on your movement. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 12:40 p.m.
12:40 p.m. When you're good, push it back over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And that is the build. As with every build, comes with matching beads, entirely up to you whether you wear your beads or not. But they are all very cool. This comes in a special edition, just BBW box. I don't have a skull box or anything like that. This is just the dial I happen to have and was able to make it work. As with every build, comes with watch cleaners. It's good on all glass and metal parts. Everything there in the center, non-streaky, non-toxic, non-residue. Some leather conditioner to keep this leather strap perfectly soft. Apply it on the front and back, let it soak in, remove any excess, maybe every 6 months, just if you feel that it's not as pliable as you want. And although these holes are drilled out decently large, with this cerakoted buckle being a little bit wider, it does catch on it a little bit. So once you find where you are constantly wearing it, it will work that hole in a little bit better for you and come back off a little bit easier. Obviously, I can't do that for you. I don't want to sit there and just kind of mess with them. But these are quite large holes, but this is a very thick strap. So that's where you run into the issue. It's not necessarily the hole size, but it's how much it's got to come out. And this is quite thick. This is probably pushing 3.5 millimeters. And then lastly, some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. We This is essentially like polywatch. You've got an acrylic glass and you can't scratch it, but if you do, put a tiny bit of this on it, buff against the scratch, filling the scratch, and buff it with your included microfiber, and you should get it buffed out in 20 seconds or so. Just go against the scratch, not with it, and generate some heat with your thumb helps as well. And that's the build. This is going to be one of, I think, 5 or 6 options going out. So if it's going to you, congrats. Appreciate your support. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out. I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.